At first glance, the crowd at Yosemite Lanes appears to be your average group of bowlers. And at first glance, Jacob Gaddam looks like anyone else here. His shoes, his ball, and even his form don't appear to be out of the ordinary. But it's not until Jacob puts on his signature poop hat that you start to see the Modesto teenager in a different way.
You have to have a lot of humor if you want to be like me. I'm like 95% humor.
As you'll soon find out, looks can be deceiving. Jacob is not your average bowler.
I was shooting 230s, 240s.
The 17-year-old won multiple championships, earned himself a $10,000 scholarship, and has several perfect games under his belt.
And you can see on that shot, that's a pretty good shot.
Even Jacob's coach says he's never seen anything like it. That's because Jacob doesn't see it all.
The doctor calls it for you guys, it's called blobs and blurs. And I can tell if it's daytime or nighttime.
Jacob is legally blind, and he wouldn't have it any other way.
I want to make a correction here to most people. See, for you guys, I am blind, but for me, I don't consider myself blind because I was born this way.
Since birth, few obstacles kept Jacob from experiencing what the rest of us see and do every day. That includes video games.
There used to be a game called Wii Sports that had bowling on it. And so what my brother was, we would just have me do the little motion for bowling, and I fell in love with it.
At just 5 years old, Jacob's brother suggested that the family take him bowling. 10 years later, Jacob was training with Coach Scott Barlow.
Then I would go back through in slow motion and look for mistakes.
Muscle memory is how Jacob bowls.
Remember your rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4.
In order to get him lined up, Scott records and reviews Jacob's every move, then guides him into place.
I used to push him. I actually pushed him.
The muscle memory drills take a lot of communication. Scott must describe everything that Jacob is doing right or wrong. And that can be hard because Jacob is also hearing impaired.
I'm like 93 or 4% loss in the right ear and like 95 or 6 in the left ear.
If it weren't for the special bond between Scott and Jacob, this probably would have never happened.
Yeah! You couldn't be more proud.
When Jacob was just 16 years old, he bowled his first 800 series.
Within 3 games, you have to get 800 points, essentially?
Yeah, 800 pins down, which is kind of hard to do. It's not easy.
With a little more coaching, Jacob hopes to bowl a 900 series, something that only a handful of people in the world have accomplished.
I'm hoping I'll be able to go pro one day, but we'll see how that works out.
Jacob is young. He also plans to be an animal caretaker or a Braille instructor for the blind. But if there's anyone who could help him to the professional league, it's Scott.
He's just a good kid. If I had to have another son, he would be the perfect guy to have.
Oh, Scott, not on here, buddy.
From Yosemite Lanes in Modesto, I'm John Bartell.